Congratulations!
Noonas Podcast with Jenni and Jenni.
Dual set.
Heart to
Heart to heart.
Noonas Podcast 입니다.
Yeah, Noonas Podcast 입니다. Wow, we're clowns. That's all I can say to start off this episode.
You know, what we said yesterday or the last episode. Yeah, just don't do. Yeah, scratch everything about like what we expected from mamas.
Yeah, like, you know, all those crack edits on YouTube where, like, you know, as my favorite was where Bangtan saying, like, oh, like, you're all not clowns. I'm like, no, this is why we're clowns, because don't trust any of things that us fans try to, like, insinuate or try to predict, because we're wrong half the time. And wow, we were totally wrong about mamas. Wow.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, wow. We'll get into it when we start the episode, but this is the Noonas Podcast with your hosts, Jenni and Jenni. Wow, yeah, we were way off on mamas this year, and I don't know how I feel about it.
It's all for grabs, man. It's all for grabs. No, it's all for BTS. Not for BTS, so anyone can get album of the year.
But with clown here. Anyway, yeah, no. I mean, besides other shenanigans that happened at Mama's, because what's Mama's without shenanigans happening?
What's Mama without the snake behavior?
Yeah, what's Mnet without the snake behavior? Pretty much. I mean, let's probably be a good chunk of our episode today. It's just us talking about Mamas, talking about the award winners, talking about the performances. Some of the controversies. Okay, rephrase. The main winner of Mamas, and then the controversies that have now come.
And then the consolation prizes like a.
And I'm just gonna say it's the one kind of ish controversy that's come because of how Mnet may have treated one of the groups at said show, post show. We'll get into this. Also, it kind of has to relate to BTS, at least another group that's under their umbrella.
Relation to
BTS, potentially. As well as, would you look at that? Jenni might have another survival show we might have to start reviewing. Because we just found out there might be a season 2 of Queendom, which is the predecessor to Kingdom. Because we did not have enough fun with Kingdom, did we, guys? So we'll get into that.
It's hard to like avoid the girls' planet and the upcoming boys' planet 99999. 99999.
There's no German on the show. No, it's fine.
We are off the wall.
We are completely off the wall. This show's gonna be completely off the wall too, because we're talking about our two major biases anyway this week too, between the albums we're reviewing. The show's gonna be completely off the walls, guys. I'm just gonna warn you right now, because we're talking for album reviews. We only got 2 this week. Obviously, my major bias, Ateez, with their finale and their Fever series, Zero Fever Epilogue. And then we have also, which is probably Jenni's major bias group, NCT, with their NCT 2021 Universe project, which finally dropped. And we'll get into those reviews here towards the end of the show. But let's just dig into this whole mess that is Mama's 2021, because we got a lot to dig into it. And wow, we're boo-boo the fool here.
Guess who won all the prizes? Guess who won like the major day songs, then like the grand prizes of the music awards show?
Yeah, I mean,
let's guess. Who
is BT? Yeah, guys, BTS.
Yeah,
they swept.
Dead.
I mean, okay. Obviously, we knew they were gonna win Song of the Year with Butter. I mean, Butter is.
Yeah.
I mean, Artist of the Year, I thought was a little bit more up for grabs. I mean, I thought, okay, maybe they'll get Artist of the Year, but maybe it was going to go with somebody else. Like, I thought maybe it was going to go like to Dream or like NCT Dream because they had a good year, or NCT 127.
Stray Kids. I don't know how they did, the streamings with, No Easy, but.
I think No Easy streamed pretty well, but I'm not 100% sure. I mean, I know the physical sales for No Easy doesn't surpass nearly Dream or NCT 127 because those were triple million sellers. But what caught me off guard was the fact that I didn't think that B was actually eligible to be voted for Album of the Year, but alas, it is, and that's
because I checked the eligibility is the ones for eligible for this year is songs that came out or albums that came out in October 2020 until October 2021. Yeah, it's like seriously.
Wow, that's
seriously like I thought it would be like for this year. That you should have been album. Should have been like started like in January for eligible.
Well, I guess
nominated for album.
I would have thought at least go till November, not October. But I mean, I guess it still would have still not knocked out B because I think B came out in November of last year, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
but it was still would have been eligible then for 2021 because I get it because of how close they are then in relations to the actual awards, and then it wouldn't be fair for all the albums that come out like later in the year. In case it's really, really good, like, for example, anything that would have come off of like Resonance 2020 then being eligible or anything like that. But I'm with the full to forget completely about B and how, I mean, it did do super well, both in physical sales and in streaming. So
I mean, no surprise for that.
No surprise at all, obviously. And then obviously, that the immense success that album had. And then of course them still winning Worldwide Icon of the Year. Stray Kids, unfortunately, Stays cannot pull off the upsets.
Surpass.
They can surpass the armies this year. Although I feel like it was close. I wasn't sure. I'm not sure what because they don't know. I
think Army like really pushed through because I think the last time I saw it, like they started like coming further from Stray Kids' score. So okay, there's no chance, man.
Because like I know for a while it was getting very close, like between Stays and Armies, like that percentage points between them. But I mean, it also depends too what the streaming was on Apple as well as Twitter. Votes were too. So that's kind of also one of the things that had to take into effect too. And I know obviously there's still a lot of Twitter engagements, obviously with BTS. I mean, there's still a lot with Stray Kids too, because I see a lot with Stray Kids. But so I'm not sure if that was pretty negligible, honestly, or if Stray Kids had like a bit of an edge on that. Like, I'm not sure which way that went. And so, I don't know if they were able to surpass it, but I mean, I'll say this, Stays, I applaud you for giving Army at least, something to sweat about a little bit and giving them a run for their money. So, but just couldn't quite, catch them this year. And like I said, it's just kind of, we're definitely clowns for not thinking that they were going to sweep yet again. And I know people were complaining because like they changed all the voting, criteria this year. And even with changing all the voting criteria, they still swept.
Yeah, it's like nothing changed. So like it's like the voters or the judge still really prefer or really favor BTS this year.
Yeah, I mean, compared to last year, because last year it was last year like the voting and stuff, like it was a little bit more because actually all like artists in the song actually had online voting aspects to it. This year there was no online voting aspects to that. It was just only for Worldwide Icon. So taking that away, that definitely took away some of the power from the fans and gave it back to the industry. But the industry still like BTS, which I mean, I get. BTS is they're definitely the kings of the industry right now. I
saw this on Reddit. Like I saw a statement on Reddit. As long as BTS is active, there is no chances of other groups, getting a lot of the taste songs, these years.
Yeah, I think I wonder part of it too is just people sucking up to them too a little bit because of how they were treated earlier in their career. Because I know a lot of people and if you go back to Wikipedia, a lot of people did look down upon them when they started, and like what are people still kind of now are like sucking up to them because Big and Hyper sometimes a little picky on like their where they go on television and stuff now because of how they were treated when they were younger. So there's a little bit of that. So, I mean, there's a little pettiness there, but
like retribution. But yeah, I mean, this is like no hate, hate with BTS. Like I said, we're not saying that they don't deserve to win, but
no,
because we did empathize, and I may be a new fan, or like Jenni and I were like new fans because we came into like the later years of BTS's career, but we did learn and like read upon like how. Yes, they were like mistreated like that much. Like they didn't think they're going to make it in the beginning, but to see them like, surpass expectations. And even like when they finally won like full day songs, like, like around 2019, like they were like, elated, and even said like, oh man, we're so close to like disbanding. But yeah, like this, the albums, I forgot which albums came out in 2019.
2019 was Love Yourself. Was I think it was Love Yourself Answer. No, wait. Was it 2018 or 2019? I'm trying to think now. I'm going back to my BTS history here. Forgive me, guys. I think
we're not real ARMY.
No, it's just hard because there's a lot of albums. No, because 2018 was because 2018 I know was like the hardest year for them because I think that was the point when they were like about to. Yeah, 2018. Why am I blanking on this?
Was it Idol? Yeah, it was Idol the one in 2018? We're gonna be looking up. Like, wait a second. Break time.
Well, this is me having to figure out. Because excuse me, I am losing my voice today. 2019 was I think Map of the Soul Persona. Because 2018 was like was Love Yourself Tear and Love Yourself Answer. Because I know Love Yourself Tear is so dark because that was like at the point that they were about to break up. That was kind of like the point where it was like, oh shit, like we're to a point where like no return. And then like 2019 was like that was the beginning of the beginning of the Map of the Soul series. So
so again, it's like we really empathize with them on their journey, and like they deserve all the praises that they've been getting, and like they really it's just like an underdog story where they found all this they found all the success, and they achieved everything later on in life. So pretty happy for their success. On the other, so even like the old ARMY, or like the ones who've kept up with them, throughout the years, did even say on Twitter, like with the new ARMY, or like the ones who like became like really arrogant and saying, haha, BTS like is the superior superior group, like fuck all the other groups. Even like old ARMY, all the like old ARMYs, like like, guys, don't berate others who were like disappointed with the results, because we were on that side before. And
exactly.
if the Grammys don't give them the trophy next year, most likely like those same fans are going to be like saying the same thing, like I'm freaking rigged, what the fuck. So like don't, you know.
Yeah, so it's a double-edged sword, guys. Like, obviously they're getting everything in Korea because they are the top group in Korea, but then, you know, it's a double-edged thing when they come over to the Western world. And then, like, I mean, it was amazing that they got the, you know, Artist of the Year at the American Music Awards this year, and like the first Korean group to get that. That was amazing.
Yeah.
The Grammy this year, I think, might feel a little
Final
hollow.
boss.
Yeah, that's the final boss, but again, you know, might feel a little hollow this year after what happened last year, although I do think Butter definitely deserves it because I think Butter's the better song than Dynamite, but that's my opinion.
Yeah.
But
I agree too, but I'm not holding any
I'm not holding my breath.
They probably might give it to Lady Gaga and Tony Bennett.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So I'm not holding my breath whatsoever. Or Justin Bieber because the Grammys. Because the Grammys. So I'm not holding my breath whatsoever on that. But yeah, I mean, again, no hate to BTS. And again, this is only a handful of the awards they got because they got a grand total of 9 awards between just as the group and as, you know, in relation to other awards as well. Because they also got...
hang on.
Because they got Best Male Group.
Best Male Group. Best Guest Performance for, you know, Male Group for Butter.
Yep. And then Best Music Video as well.
And favorite TikTok, but I didn't include that for like in the pictures, but
Best Music Video too. They also won, which okay. Can I say it's a crime against humanity? How the hell did Felix from Stray Kids now in Best TikTok Moment? Come on now, Felix broke TikTok. Y'all know it. Don't start doing it, Jenny. I don't want to see.
I'm hurt.
No, because that video lives in my head rent free, and it's kind of scary that the video lives in my head rent free. Thank you, Felix. God damn it.
Yeah. And I was about to say, on the other hand, like there are other like albums this year that came out in 2021 that like broke, you know, a lot of records too, other than BTS. Like we got NCT Dream with their, you know, their Hot Sauce album. We got you know, Stray Kids. Stray Kids, and who else?
Shiny had a you know, amazing comeback with "Don't Call Me" or with their, you know, "Don't Call Me"
album.
Too.
Lisa and Rose on their own are making gangbusters on.
Like there were some amazing successful albums in K-pop this year. So I mean, it's a shame that like they can't get recognized because BTS is sweeping up everything. So they're there and they're dominating. So yeah, I mean, again, no hate to BTS, guys. There's no hate to BTS.
But BTS was our first, you know, gateway into K-pop. So like we owe everything to, you know, to BTS. But, you know, we've also expanded our, you know, our liking with other groups too. So that's why our multi-stan hearts are like broken. We're like holding up our other lights. Congratulations.
My Atiny is sad right now. It's sad because Ateez got nothing. Anyway.
I know. Like you guys, like, you know, I even tried to vote for you like during the top 20, like, or like you know, during the top 50, but
you know.
No. Yeah.
Atiny, damn it. Anyway, sorry, I have some minor rage there. Anyway, but I guess let's get into the other award winners before we get into the performances for the night.
I mean, like, okay, like just one more thing, because I don't know if I like because
go ahead.
I don't know if like the other groups will feel like yes, it's expected, like we know BTS is gonna get everything, but like at least like some of the people who made it into like the top 10s, which we'll mention later, I think they're probably just like grateful, like they got like the worldwide fans choice because. In the end, I think it's the fans. I think that, you know, in their hearts, they know it's the fans that push them into, you know, being recognized and getting them to success at where they are. Yeah, but I just feel like, again, like they could have had more, you know, like recognition or like get like some other awards from that year, because I think the Asian Artist Award, I think that's gonna be like my favorite like awards show out of like everything, because they, even though like they got an unnecessary amount of like categories of like best blank best, you know, always something like the criminally underrated award goes to. I think the AAA, despite like having a lot of awards, they like, you know, put their hardest to like give a lot of recognition to all groups.
Mm-hmm.
Even gave one day song for BTS on this year, and they gave like album of the year to other groups or song of the year, or like artist of the year with this group. It's just it's like the most fair, and I'm satisfied with that.
Yeah,
that's why it is my favorite.
I think even Golden Disc has a little bit more parody too, and Golden Disc will be
next year
in January because that's usually after the new year. So that will be interesting to see what happens with Golden Disc Awards. Like, I think the Asia Artist Awards and Golden Disc are like my two favorite ones in terms of like seeing more parody across the board and having a little bit more diversity in terms of like giving out awards to different groups and having more groups recognized because there's so many groups that should be recognized. Melon and Mama are definitely popularity contests.
Streaming heavy, popularity contest.
So, but yeah, just as its final caveat on this. But let's get into the other awards of the night before we get into the performances, because we have some major performances to talk about. But we already talked about obviously BTS getting Best Male Group. Best Female Group went to Twice. The Queens from Twice. Best Male Artist went to.
No surprise.
But I think no surprise. Went to Baekhyun.
This is his third award.
Is that his third one? Really now for solo male artist?
I think this is his third time in a row.
Oh, that would make sense because he's had an album at least every year now. Best Female Artist went to IU, which should not be a surprise to anybody, especially after her grabs out Melon. Best Dance Performance Female went to aespa for Next Level. One of their two awards that they received in the night because they also received Best New Female Artist of the Year. So they got the Female Rookie Group Award. Best Dance Performance Solo went to Rosé for On the Ground. Best Vocal Performance went to IU for Celebrity. Best Collaboration, I think this is my biggest shock of the night. Best Collaboration, I think. Go ahead. Well, Jenni,
go ahead.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Went to Akmu and IU for the song Naka, which I think was the biggest upset of the night, I think.
Really? I'm not upset.
I know you're not upset, but I think in other people's mind, maybe.
As much as I like My Universe, because Coldplay did them a huge favor with that music for BTS. I also like Akmu. I think they deserve more recognition too with their album.
No, I agree too.
For top 10 winner. But I love that song too.
Split for next episode. But Akmu definitely deserves more recognition, and that was an amazing song. So definitely deserved to win. Best New Artist Male went to, because I said Best New Artist Female was aespa. Best New Artist Male went to Hyphen. Best Hip Hop and Urban Music. I love that name of this category. Went to Ash. It's very weird. Went to Ash Island for the song Melody, and then Best Band Performance went to Johnny for Thought on an Autumn Night, which
I'm happy with that too, because I'm thankful that Tabby introduced me to Johnny, because that's like something that I would want to hear more with in K-pop or Korean music with like more rock centric or rock heavy type of band sound. So guys, I really recommend Johnny B. They're an awesome band.
Yeah, and it has some more like folk aspects to it too a little bit. So it was a very good album. And then for the worldwide fans choice top 10, obviously BTS wins. Got one of them because they won the They song because they were the top one. They were the worldwide icon.
So that
in basically no particular order. We're just going alphabetical order because they didn't really give us the order. It was just all over the place.
It was I know Stray Kids was the second, but they removed the score. Is the score okay.
Yeah, I know, we know Stray Kids we know Stray Kids was second, and after that we have no idea. So, but basically the other winners were Hyphen, Lisa, NCT 127, NCT Dream, 17, Stray Kids, like we said. Tomorrow by Together, Treasure, and Twice, which is kind of hilarious because obviously only 5 of those groups were there to accept the award because the other 5 were not, or artists were not there. So made it kind of interesting because like they just basically like had the 5 who were like there do their speeches, and then they just like basically did all the awards like the other 5 who were not there, and like yeah, they all went too. Cool.
It's so mixed up because some got the awards already, and they had like a pre-recorded speech like BTS and Twice, which BTS looked like when they got their awards and they had their speech, they didn't look. I'm not gonna like say or trying to put like some conclusions because they didn't look too like oh my god, we're so like thankful to get like day songs of the year and all that because they look so like tired, like yeah, thanks guys, ARMY like really helped us through. I know, like with what they're wearing, they wore this like I think it was during the concert when they're having their
it was
LA concert.
It's the first outfit for their LA concert, so I think it was probably right before they went on stage or something.
Yeah, so I don't think like they had okay, thanks guys, thanks for the award, but they didn't feel like really like like very like elated to like receive. They're like okay, like yeah, same old. Okay, thanks guys.
Yeah, I don't know. It just wasn't a lot of energy behind it. I don't know if they're just trying to save the energy for the show or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or they're like exhausted. Or like yeah, so I don't know. Who knows?
Couldn't tell you. So, but that's pretty much the rundown for the awards. Let's get into these performances because I got things to talk about with these performances. Do you want to go in order of the performances, or how do you want to do this? Do you just want to start? Okay.
Yeah, we'll start off with like the.
Let's start off with the
opening sequence, the opening segment of the awards, because they promise there's gonna be a collaboration of like the fourth gen leaders of K-pop.
Yeah,
with Hyunjin from Stray Kids, Yeonjun from TXT or Tomorrow by Together, Yeji from Itzy, Kisung from Enhypen, Wooyoung from Ateez, and Karina from aespa. So like a lot of us were expecting, oh shit, it's like the Avengers of 4th gen K-pop. We're gonna be like dancing and doing like some kind of choreography together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, like they got their own separate stage. So like the results was like them having their own separate stage and separate like moment, and then yeah, it's done.
And that was it. Like
that was it.
Like they like it's like y'all were hyping up this collaboration.
And you put collab. They
literally put down collaboration, and it was all individual stages, all probably about 30 to 45 seconds a piece, with a bunch of AI in between. It was like a bunch of filler because it's like the video itself on YouTube is like 7.5 minutes long, and honestly, they're all it's unnecessarily long. I feel like
I felt like Wooyoung and Karina got like a short amount of time in there.
They did.
I don't know.
They did. I feel like they did. I feel like they did compared to everybody else. I feel like Wooyoung and Karina both got substantially less time than everybody else. Although I will say this, Wooyoung slayed for whatever amount of time he had.
Yeah.
Because he came out, had flying and everything.
Aggressive.
Yeah, he came out aggressive, like hi Woo, I get ya. Y'all stay in Ateez anyway. But like because like I felt like because like Hyunjin and Yeonjun and Hisung and Yeji all had like I felt like had like a good like
a minute,
45 seconds to a minute to do stuff, and then I felt like Wooyoung like came out and blinked it and then he was gone. I was like, wait, bring back Wooyoung. Wait, he didn't have enough time. Come back. And then they had Karina.
Like 30 seconds. Okay, we're done. We're done.
I'm like, okay, that doesn't seem fair at all. Again,
they were like prioritizing like Hyunjin and like Yeonjun, and then when they got to the other the other members, like, oh shit, we're running out of time.
Yeah. Although apparently, I was reading somewhere, apparently I was reading some critiques, and I'm not going to lie. I do agree with some of the critiques from the netizens about Karina, because I felt like Karina was substantially low energy compared to everybody else, especially after she came after Wooyoung, because Wooyoung came out there, took off that jacket, like danced so hard that his hat flew off. he was super high energy. And then Korean came out and like she just kind of felt like she was just posing and stuff.
It's
and
like,
it was
Vogue.
super...
It's like voguing, like the dance, and it's like she didn't really go around that much in the stage.
Yeah,
it was like almost like static. Yeah,
it was really static and like kind of just like posing, and like that was it for her like 30 seconds she had, and it was like, oh, that's it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, like the promo of like the fourth gen, like the promo with them like being like sprayed with those dust, like this colorful dust. She had more. Like I think like her dance there was like way better than the actual performance there, because she looked so graceful when like doing the spins and all that. Like she looked like a ballerina, but yeah, that she wasn't given that much to do in the fourth, or in the performance, the actual performance. So I don't know also, who did like the choreography and all that, but
yeah, like it just wasn't much for her. Like I don't know if like everybody got to choose their own choreography to like showcase their like dancing styles and stuff too, or like how they did it basically, but yeah, like compared to everybody else, she just felt very low key compared to everybody else's energy on stage.
Even Heesan too. Like I think she was fine, because it's hard to like portray with a lot of girl groups with, like dances like that
compared to the guys. I mean, considering the high energy of the guys. But I feel like Yeji kind of held her own with her moves and stuff. And then I mean, Heesan came out, and also I feel like they kind of shafted Heesan a little bit from Enhypen because they had him against like this really bright pink wall. That had Bloom the sound, because it's that was the name of the performance, but like you can see him because he was just all blacked out, and it's like you can't. You just
Hyunjin's face in the first one I couldn't see. It's all red. I only saw his eyes red light. Yeah,
that damn red light again.
No, but it's just like another fault with Mnet and how like their productions.
Because that's the red light from Kingdom. Yeah.
No, we don't talk about red lights. No, but no, I just couldn't see Hyunjin with all the red like lighting.
I know, because it obscured his face a little bit, and then also I know K-Nuts are going after him again. Also, I guess they still can't get over the whole bullying scandal. Which guys, it's like guys, like that's been over so long. Get over it.
Yeah,
anyway.
I'm
Which I thought Hyunjin slayed, but I mean, again, the damn red light like kind of obscured like his face and stuff because he was wearing all white and stuff. But it kind of started off what kind of felt like a very lackluster amount of performances this year, compared to last year. The last year, was like a freaking 6-hour show.
It was it was like a. I feel like last year's like Mama Awards feel like the most energetic, like the most like, even though like it was like the height of the pandemic, a lot of people like are having a good time, or at least like how they're like where they were accommodated. But that was a very memorable night.
It was very memorable. Like there's performances I've revisited all throughout the year. I mean, I've still revisited obviously the Kingdom preview fight between the boys, Stray Kids, Ateez. I still go back to the BTS performance. I could go back to the Mamamoo performance, Taemin's introduction performance, to start the show from last year. NCT 2020 was so good. 17's performance from last year was super good. That was super high energy towards the end of the show. Like there were so many good high energy, like amazing theatrical performances last year, and this year was just super low key. And I don't know if it's because of COVID spiking again, and the fact they actually had people in the crowd, which apparently they had people in the crowd, but you couldn't cheer, like you couldn't vocally cheer, like they were still pumping in like fake crowd noise.
Yeah, like they were waving her like their light sticks, like the mama light sticks. Though some people like snuck in their own individual, because apparently when like NCT was performing, I see like the green lights for like, where the hell did you guys get that? Yeah,
I saw a couple Stray Kids light sticks in the crowd too, stuck in. Yeah, but they were sneaking in some light sticks, but they had like Mama 2021 because they were doing some of the stuff with the crowd with light sticks. But I mean,
light sticks.
It was just still it was like everything just felt like overall. I mean, there's a couple standout performances, but it was very underwhelming compared to like Mama's 2020. So, just as like overall caveats for performances. But I guess getting into it, we can start getting into actually the individual performances of the night. And let's get into the first one, which in the order of at least the K-pop performances. We're going to skip over a couple of like the smaller performances, guys. We're just going to get to the bigger performances of the night. We're not going to hit all of them, but I guess let's start with Itzy and that one. And this is up there at least for like my top performances of the night. Because it kind of had that theatricality of it. Great cameo by
Deok-soo from Squid Game.
By Ho Sung-tae, who plays Deok-soo, also known as Number 101 from Squid Games.
Or snake tattoo guy.
Basically playing as a mafia boss, and I mean it's a great combination of them doing Loco and Mafia in the morning.
Ryujin doing something.
Ryujin slaying.
I want to tag Chris. I didn't have time. Like I want to know if Chris saw it. But
I know. I was about to message Chris. Like I was watching it because my boyfriend because my boyfriend was having insomnia and I was with him over the weekend and he was actually watching with me. He was looking respectfully. I'm like, you're looking respectfully.
Double standard.
It's been a whole conversation we've been having this week. He's looking respectfully. But I'm like, am I messaging this to Chris like immediately when this goes on YouTube? Because wow. Because that was a performance that was a whole like theatrical like story. Ryujin with like that fight choreography she was doing. Like she was doing some like legit fight choreography. It was crazy. Also, I could tell who got the budget for the performances this year. Cough, JYP, come. Excuse me. Get into that later. But yeah, no, that was a wow. Just wow. That was really, really good. Also, I really liked how they mixed the songs together really well. I think they actually flowed together pretty well. But that's just like pretty much like the highlight of like the first, which was okay. This what kind of threw me off, the fact that Itzy was in the first section of the show. I'm like, why is Itzy being like in the first section of the show? Like, I thought they would at least be like later in the show, but goes to show you, I don't know how they're doing this set list because it was all over the place. I feel like in terms of like popular groups being put really early, I thought, and stuff. I don't know. It was just strange. Because they were kind of like towards the beginning of the show. So, and I guess we're getting into the second part of the show because this is kind of the chunk of, I think, we started getting to like the major K-pop awards because of the K-pop performances, like the major groups. Because a lot of the beginning of the show was like they had a couple of the Japanese artists, a couple of like the smaller performances. Like they had Brave Girls, they had a couple of the Japanese groups performing. They had a Show Me the Money kind of like anniversary performance. To showcase the 10th anniversary Show Me the Money, which I'm very surprised they did not show Bobby in that package, which is surprising considering, he's one of the most popular winners from that show, but I digress. But let's get into, I guess, do we want to lump all the NCT performances together? Do we want to just talk about all the
NCT? Because I put them all together,
okay.
With
right. Towards the end,
1 to 7, okay. Dream, and then NCTU.
Okay, because they kind of scattered out NCT throughout the show because they had NCTU and then they did NCT Dream later, and then they did NCT 127 like as like the second to last performance of the night. So we'll talk about NCT as a group, I guess, towards the end of our discussion here. But I guess we'll get into it and let's talk about Ateez. Next, when they performed the two songs actually, which we'll be talking about a little bit more when we review their album here coming up. Their new 2 title tracks from their album, Fever, Epilogue, Turbulence, and Epilogue. Thank you. It's a mouthful. I can't help that their titles are so long.
I know.
Yeah. But there are 2 title tracks currently, Turbulence, and then the real Hung version, which Holy shit, was not expecting Hongjoon to come out and like just slay with modern dance skills. Like, hi, that was unexpected. You're like, okay, hi, lead dancer Hongjoon. Apparently, I guess his older brother helped him choreograph that. His older brother, apparently his older brother is a bit of a modern dance major, and helped him choreograph that and help him kind of learn something to help him get ready to do that. And it was really good. Like, it was this really cool kind of like 20-second modern, like 30-second like modern dance, like interpretive thing that kind of like get started before they went into Turbulence, which is very I don't want to get into because I don't want to spoil the review, but at least the performance for Turbulence I think fits the vibe of the song, because it's a little more low key, and it was, it just fit with how they did it. Whereas I feel like they could have done a little bit more for the reel, based upon how bombastic the song is.
Yeah, and how energetic, like unapologetically energetic the performance, and like and even the dance and the music too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like it was great, great rendition, because they performed it first in Mnet's Kingdom, and then they put that energy back in and like the Mnet Mama.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just like, it was really cool because they did have like Korean like traditional dancers and like Korean traditional instruments on stage and stuff like that. But I feel like there could have been more on there. And I don't know if it was a budget issue or just a COVID issue or what was going on. Like, I don't know what was going on with Mamas this year, because again, everything just felt really lackluster this year. But and knowing Ateez is a performance group, they, for what they had, it was amazing. Also because I love the dance break in the reel currently. The fact that they basically have two people doing the dance break every time now, is two different people every time, kills me. Yeah, I thought it was okay. Like I said, it's just like, I felt like it could have been more, but again, I don't know what the budget was to, like, if they got help back because of that, because I felt like the reel just could have been a little bit more impactful. The choreography to the reel is, I think, one of their hardest choreographies yet, because there's a lot to it.
There's a lot. And it would have upped the ante more, because like from their last Mama performances, like from 2019 with Wonderland, then even going on to 2020 with when they like did what Answer, or like what it
was Answer into Inception. It was Inception into Answer, for the basically the Kingdom preview. And it's just like, it felt like there could have just been a little more. So, but I guess it was okay. It just, knowing them, I felt like there could have been just a little something else. So, I guess, and then should we just get into going in order of when they actually performed, and going based off how the order of when they actually performed. The next group that performed was Tomorrow by Together, and this is pretty much this is the controversial quote unquote
the uproar between like Moaz
and Mnet, and overall, like, from what I could tell, I could tell they really worked hard on this performance, because it's a really cool performance of Frost and Loser Equals Lover. I love Frost from their both the album repackage.
Yeah, and I think that was one of my favorite songs from that album.
Yeah, mine too. It's definitely because it's got that very eerie, trappy hip hop vibe to it, and I really liked how they were doing the stylization. I liked how they were using the video boards. But that's the first instance of the controversy, is that the videos behind them were like off, and it made them look like they were off like a half step or like a full step. Which, that can happen. I get it. But then you get into the dance break in between Frost and Loser Equals Lover, and apparently the instrumentation in that dance break was not correct. Like, something got skipped or got missed, like some beat drops and beat kicks and stuff got missed, that messed up their choreography, to the point that this is how you fucked up is when the company drops the dance practice immediately after the awards show is over, because Big Hit dropped the dance practice to Mama's 2021 like immediately after Mama's was over, and that's how you know
even like
something
said
was
like
fucked up.
Yeah, even said like called out Mnet. Well, no, not called out Mnet, but they said like, yeah, like there's something like happened in the performance, like it wasn't like right. So yeah, here's the dance practice and how it could have been.
Well, apparently even some of the backup dancers were like, don't watch the Mnet performance, go watch the Big Hit dance practice. Like they were going to Instagram and saying, go watch the Big Hit dance practice, because the backup dancers were mad too with how bad Mnet fucked up, apparently.
Snake.
I mean, overall, like it was an amazing performance, because I thought it was really, really cool how they did it and Loser Equals Lover, because I love how it just all how flowed. But yeah, I just like it. Something sus, and you could tell that they were pissed off because after that performance, that's when they got their Worldwide Fans Choice Top 10 award, and they went on stage, and you could tell on their faces when they were walking on stage, they were pissed off. And then to add insult to injury, on top of that, as they were accepting their award, and this is the only group this ever happened to on the Mama stage on Saturday, every member got to at least talk and, express their thanks and stuff. And it finished up with Yeonjun, because he did an English statement to thank the fans. And then it went back, and then Subin was going to do a final, thanks, final thank you. They immediately on the live stream, because I didn't realize this on the live stream, they immediately cut to the next Worldwide Fans Choice Top 10, because there's apparently video out there from a fan who was recording from the show. They immediately cut and let the music swell as Subin was talking, and they cut Subin off, and he basically responded by shouting over the music to do his final thank you to MOAs. For their Worldwide Fans Choice Top 10.
I want to see like the
I mean, he handled it professionally, but
if they come back for 2 Mamas like for next year, I want to see them go full on like rap heavy like performance. It's like channeling G Dragon from like the last Mama performance, like calling out Mnet.
Oh my god, I know.
And have RM like be involved in this too. Nobody must keep our babies.
It was like, it's a major sus energy here, considering like, I don't know, is Mnet pissed off at Big Hit because BTS is in there, and obviously BTS won a crap ton of awards, and so they're taking it out on Tomorrow by Together. So because they're not, because obviously
what do we do?
So what did they do? Like that's not fair to them. It's not fair at all. Like, come on.
If they want to take on a BTS, they could have like cut out the acceptance speech. It's like, oh, thank you, are we?
Right. I mean, they could have easily done that. Like, it's just like it was some really
moral by together for that. Just kind of just like do something like on like the BTS like gotta know, do some sabotage like the group, not like taking out on other people. But
sabotage. I know it was just like I mean. Also, I completely forgot about this too. Before going back to the original performance, to the start of the show. So we had the 6 performers, and you had Yeonjun from Tomorrow by Together in the performance.
Oh.
When they uploaded the performance originally to YouTube on the thumbnail, they only had 5 of the artists. What? They didn't put Yeonjun on the thumbnail to start until Lois complained, and then they had to re-edit it. I'm like, okay, something is really sus here.
Yeah, I really kind of like pissed off like a lot of fans, like not just Moas, but like the people who were like saying like, okay, Mnet, y'all are going too far with this.
Mm-hmm. Like, like one thing, okay, but like that's 3 things. Like, this is some really, 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 really sussy behavior right now. Like,
no wonder why YG has like a thing against Mnet and Mamas. Like they don't have their artists attend Mama. So that's why you don't see Lisa and Rose getting their
or
their
Treasure
or Treasure too.
Yeah, that's why you're surprised you saw Treasure even perform at Mama's last year. which was shocking.
Yeah. Yeah, but everyone should do like all the artists and all groups should just like band together and just like pull some like something against against Mama, and just like some kind of like enact revenge.
Yeah, it was bad. I was bad, and MOAs I understand completely. I mean, I'm kind of a MOA, but the more hardcore MOAs, I understand completely. It was some shady ass behavior from Mnet. Like that was oof, yeah. I mean, like I said, I don't want to knock the performance is amazing. Like if you want to go watch the performance, I say go watch the one from Big Hit.
The practice.
Go watch the practice because it's super good. Like they put so much into it. It is super, super good. It just sucks because like the video behind them for Frost was like, it was so cool because it kind of gave us like weird, like shadowy image behind them of like the little distortion and stuff, which is super cool with the song. So, but yeah, Mnet really fucked them over. So I'm moving on before I get more rage because on behalf of MOAs. I'm just gonna move right on to Stray Kids, who, again, I know who had the budget JYP with performances because, yeah, they definitely had the budget because I feel like Itzy and Stray Kids had the budget and nobody else had a budget compared to anybody else. Between sets and stuff because all of a sudden because we had the return of the tank from Kingdom make an appearance. Yep. At Mama's 2021 from the infamous God's performance from Kingdom. I still love that performance, but anyway,
one of my favorites from there.
One of my favorite performances from Kingdom. But yeah, I mean, it was Stray Kids being Stray Kids. I mean, it was definitely aggressive in your face. I mean, they opened up with Cheese, which that was amazing live. And then and then they go into a new Threeracha rap, which I think they do that like almost every performance now. Like they like Threeracha always like does like a new rap kind of based upon like their performance, and then they went into a remix for Thunderous. My one critique on this, I don't know if it's really critique. I guess the one thing I did notice on this performance is that they did a lot of like everybody was scattered all over the stage. There wasn't a lot of them together like cohesively. Like a little bit during the choreography, like during like Thunderous, but like during Cheese, like they were all over the place. Like, cause like Felix was like outside and then Hunting's coming up, like where the award winners were coming up. And then like Ian's like all the way across the other side of the stage. They were everywhere.
One of the most chaotic performances.
They were
all going on everywhere.
Everywhere. They were literally everywhere on the stage.
Everywhere, all around the world.
Yeah, Stray Kids everywhere around the world. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, literally everywhere.
Literally. So, because they were pretty much everywhere. And like the only time they came together was during Thunderous. But even then, like they were kind of, still spreading out a little bit during Thunderous because they kind of modified the choreography a little bit too to kind of play with this theme because they were kind of, again, playing with the whole like Sound Monster storyline they've been kind of running with since the trailer for No Easy. Because they've been kind of running with that, and they were basically kind of the whole plot with it was like they're defeating the sound monster or the noise monster because it took over the noise at Mama, and they were defeating it with their sound weapons. Which I'm sorry, I love the fact that it's like guns. It's guns with like guitar like threat boards on it. It's so crazy and insane. It's very insane.
This is like it's coming out of like Mad Max Fury Road.
A little bit. Also, like and you could tell like it was like very much like trying to showcase everyone's individual personality because everybody's outfits like ridiculously different. Like whatever the hell Hunjin was wearing, I'm just like, sir, oh my god, what? Yeah.
Also, that's how we feel about Hyunjin.
Yeah, hi Hyunjin. Hyunjin's back, y'all. Also, I'm trying to figure out why the hell Felix had a safety pin stuck to his eyebrow. that still gets me.
I don't know.
I don't get that whatsoever.
I've seen NCT like that had like this pin, like those like the safety pins for like an earring.
Right.
I've never seen like a safety pin on an eyebrow.
I was like
Oh my
literally like
God.
stuck onto his eyebrow, like not like a piercing. It's just like literally just like stuck. It was like, that's a look.
That's that is like a huge contender for like a JoJo fashion, because like all the characters, what they wear, like so weird, so like out of place. So that could be like a next thing, yeah, safety pin fashion.
So you're telling me something like JoJo's, but okay, cool. Something like JoJo's Bizarre Adventures, cool.
Yeah, like
I love
most
it.
like wacky, like the wackiest fashion sense. Like the safety pins with the eyebrow safety pins would have been a great like contender to like be included there.
Love it. Okay, cool.
Don't
Good to
give me
know.
ideas. Don't give me ideas, man.
So I'm not trying to give Jenni any like fan art ideas at all. Whoops.
Late.
Whoops. Okay, and then I guess let's get into 101, which was the big reunion performance of the night.
Yeah.
Which they basically like they kind of did like a medley with they kind of also like had a medley / like with a like a VCR in the middle before they went to a new song that they released at the end, because they started with Spring Breeze, which I'm happy they did do all Spring Breeze, because I'm like, okay, y'all are gonna make me cry if you just do all the Spring Breeze right away, because don't do that. And then went into Energetic and Burn It Up, which I think were great, songs, because Energetic is probably one of the most well-known songs, and probably I think was like their most like best charting song in terms of like longevity on the charts, because like I think almost all their songs hit #1 on the like Korean domestic charts. But and the Burn Up was also a very high energy song, and like it was just really good seeing them back on stage. And then they went into like VCR, and then like Kang Daniel was like kind of like like teasing like all this stuff about like them coming, like new stuff coming in, and then they obviously then came in back to a new song called Beautiful Part 3. And then, which I think felt like is a continuation from Beautiful, which Beautiful is a really pretty song. Also not me watching the 8-minute, cinematic, movie version music video before we recorded tonight, because I'm an idiot. But, yeah, it almost seems like they were almost teasing like they are going to be doing something, whether it's going to be an album soon or something like that, because I mean they're releasing new music or something like that. So but overall, like the performance itself, I think was like, yeah, this is why 101 was like the group from 2017 to 2019 when they were out and making music as the 11 of them. I mean, it was only the 10 of them, this performance. And if it's going to be an album, it sounds like it'll only be the 8 of them performing, really, because like we said last episode or 2 episodes ago, Minhook from New West and Onsung, who will not be able to participate because of previous engagements and stuff. So, but I really liked it. I'm like, this is why I really like some 101 stuff. Like, this was super good. This was nice to see them back on stage again. Like, I really did miss 101. I don't know how you felt about it.
I want to explore more 101, because I don't know, like they're pretty popular. Especially like, all I know is it's Kang Daniel. I only see like a lot of his solo works, but I should like check out like some 101 stuff though after this.
Yeah, some of the 101's stuff is really, really good. Like that's definitely something to dig in deeper a little bit later on. Maybe we'll have to do Wikipedia, especially if they are going to come back with a new album. We might have to do Wikipedia on 101, and maybe some of their solo, the people who have gone on to do like solo work, because some of them have gone on to go acting. Some of them have gone back to their groups. Like I said, like Minhook from New West. And then some have gone on and do like solo albums and stuff too. So, and then after 101, because I think 101, was the last performance of part 2, and then part 3 started performances. I think started with aespa, which y'all, I'm really trying hard with aespa. I'm trying really, really hard with aespa.
I try to like to catch like a lot of the performances. I didn't catch them aespas.
So you didn't see aespas? I honestly thought this was the weakest performance of the night. Honest to God. Between everybody else, because they did Next Level and Savage. They weren't remixed differently. They weren't anything really different.
Oh, really? It was just like their original track.
It was the original tracks. I mean, they were maybe, obviously truncated a little bit, obviously to fit the performance time, but there weren't any Mama special remix to it. Them doing the choreography, there was really no backup dancers to it. It was just the four of them. There was no other set. It was just them and just obviously trying to use the AI because they were trying to play off with the Black Mamba thing again. They did have
their eye avatars.
Oh, they did have them come up for a little bit for Savage. They looked horrible. Absolutely horrible. Like they look like it was like a one-time render. I'm like, those needed a few more renders. Like the fake ass sugar we had last year, the creepy ass sugar we had to come out last year from Mama for Life Goes On for BTS looked a lot better than what came out for aespa.
That would have gotten more memes if I didn't catch anything. I didn't catch like that would be like a wasted opportunity if gotten a lot of memes from the mom performance. I'm surprised that there's nothing that came out of from that yeah.
It was.
Well, I guess there was nothing coming out of that performance overall, but what the hell? Yeah, that's weird because I was trying to aespa trying to push aespa to be the fourth gen leader for girl groups. They could have I don't know who the heck's managing aespa as a whole, but they should really up. Yeah.
It was not good. I'm trying so hard. I made my roommate sit down and watch these performances with me, and she's like, yeah, also she cringed at that. Oh my gosh, don't you know I'm savage? She cringed so hard at that line. But this is not it.
No wonder why some fans are pissed because aespa got the one for the best dance female performance for the girl group, and then meanwhile Itzy had
theatrics
had the most budget, had the most budget, so that no wonder why fans are kind of up and down
Y'all really y'all did not just see Itzy on a stripper pole because there was a stripper pole in Itzy's performance. There was
seriously.
There was.
Yeah.
Again, respectfully, I'm calling you out. No, I'm kidding. There were, I mean, the performance itself kind of was okay, why did aespa win Best Dance Performance Female? What? None of this makes sense, guys. This makes no sense. And then it just kind of encapsulated my whole feeling. All these performances were super underwhelming this year compared to last year's Mama. So I'm it wasn't memorable at all. It's just y'all keep trying to push out aespa. I'm trying, but everything I'm getting is no. So I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. So also, I'm not going to lie. I did not appreciate using Haha, who's a entertainer / artist. He actually literally just came back. He just actually released his first album in 12 years. Just literally came back with new music for the first time in 12 years. A couple weeks ago, or a week or two ago. They used him as a fake out to announce an award, and then they cut into the performance. Did not appreciate that because that was kind of lame as a start for the performance. I'm nah. No, because it was really awkward, and two, it made no sense into the performance at all. So
I made the right decision of not watching the live performance or the live show.
A little bit, you did. So I had insomnia. I was up watching it at 3 a.m. anyway. So, so I was up as it was. So
you sacrificed for the greater good.
I sacrificed for the greater good, guys.
You did it for the team.
Yes, I did.
For the team, man. To have half of us in the Noonas Podcast. I was asleep. I was sleeping peacefully. You're a real trooper, Jenni.
I try. next, because we're about done wrapping up. I only have a couple more performances to hit. We have Hyphen, which I felt like I was a little puzzled with this one. I mean, I felt like because they were definitely trying to like do their storylines currently with their music videos, which I get with between, because they kind of did an instrumental to start with Give and Taken, which was sort of really, really cool, with a solo with Sungwoo or Sunghoon, and then it went into Drunk Dazed, which looked great. It's just the 7 of them with the backdrop and kind of doing that, and then it cut into a VCR with Sunghoon doing the dance in the blood, very reminiscent of the music video. And then it cut to Tame Dash, but then it's that it's the whole rugby thing, and it's this very sporty like performance because there's a Mama remix of Tame Dash. So it was like this very like sporty kind of remix of it. I'm like, this doesn't fit based upon how dark it started between Give and Taken and Drunk Dazed.
And they're like the most consistent of like the like a very dark fantasy song in regards to like the vampire lore with and hype and because I feel like the Tame Dash Tame Dash was it was like the most like different out of like the 3 that they released, and it was like the most the most carefree of like of the discography.
It's the brightest song they've had in terms of their singles. But they did and also the dance break was very weird. I mean, I don't know if they were trying to harken to like a halftime performance because it doesn't flow with the song at all. It felt kind of weird to me. Because it was like this very hip hoppy like halftime performance-esque kind of breakdown. There was this really cool thing where they kind of did like this weird thing where like they had the rugby, because they had the rugby ball because it's rugby, because I'm pointing to Jake. Jake, I saw what you did. You brought rugby to the group. There they had the rugby ball like kind of like floating between 2 of the members' hands. So like they were using like their vampire powers. I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then at the end of the performance, they flashed on the screen to end it. I think this is I don't know if it's a spoiler or they're just like revealing the new single, because they announced their repackage for their album, which is going to come out in early January. They announced, and it said blessed - cursed.
Are we going back to like a dark war with them?
That's what I have a feeling, because I feel like we're probably going something pretty dark, because something sounds pretty dark if it's blessed - cursed. So that's
turned out to be like another like bright pop song. Wait, what?
That would be Whiplash. Wow.
Whiplash. I think give me Whiplash.
Speaking of Whiplash, let's go to NCT.
Nice.
Let's get into the NCT performances. Yeah, I'm on it. Let's get into NCT performances. So I'll just kind of go in order. So NCT U, because like it was kind of interesting how they did it, because they had NCT U go first to kick off the second part of the show, and with their news with the single Universe Let's Play Ball, which we'll talk about when we get to the review. It was just the choreography. It wasn't anything special. It was just them performing the song.
Yeah, like aespa, but though aespa, like there's nothing like that remix for like the mom performance and all that. Something like what made it so special with like last year's NCT performance was like not only that like everyone was like together except for Jisung, who was injured at the time, but like it made it more like cinematic, like trying to representing like like the different members from like each subgroup and all that. It was more special, whereas like this year with with NCT performing for Mama, it was like just I won't say nothing, but it's just like anything like special or like anything that's like as cinematic as like last year's Resonance project.
Last year's Residence, like the whole performance, because it was like 20 minutes, but it was like they did everybody at the same time, because you got to see Wavy perform, and then you got to see Dream perform, and then you got to see 127, and then you got to see Resonance with all 20. Well, at that point it was 22 because Jisung wasn't on stage because he was still injured. But
still, you know, like he was still had his part in some of like the other, you know, songs.
Mm-hmm.
But
but it still was like, it was an amazing spectacle of a performance. Like that was like, whoa.
Taeyong coming down from like the sky. Taeyong coming down from like
Taeyong coming down like Jesus.
Which Taeyong said that he saw and he laughed.
Oh, did he see the meme of him? The people were comparing him with the meme with like SpongeBob dressed as a wizard. Yeah. Oh my god.
He saw that. He was laughing at it.
Of course, this is the man who has, you know, laughed at the fish-eyed camera of boss
performance.
And has lost his shit to that performance. That is iconic. You need to go check that out. Of Taeyong losing his shit to that. That is a hilarious video clip.
I love when idols like watch like a lot of like crack memes videos from themselves fans. That was like one of them. That was like one of the best videos. This was the best reaction videos.
Him losing the shit to that is the funniest thing. He's like, he can't breathe. He's laughing so hard. It's so funny. It's so funny. But yeah, I mean, because like I think Dream had the best performance between. I think Dream and NCT 127 actually had some pretty good performances. But like, it would have been nice to have like everybody together because again, we're kind of dealing with this NCT 2021 project right now. Although, you know, we're minus 2 members currently.
We'll all talk about it in the review.
We'll talk about it in the review. But put a pin in that. But like at least like Dream, I liked with like they did Hello Feature and then they go into a Hot Sauce version of
Hot Sauce
remix for
good
Mama.
Production though. Like from what I saw, it's a cool production.
It was really cool production. I did like the use of them, like if they had a Hello Feature, then they had the Hot Sauce bottle come down, which I think was a really cool transition to get them to kind of cut to the VCR of them performing in the bottle to get so that they could do the costume change quick to come back on stage. I thought that was pretty clever to do. So, but yeah, and also it's just because Hot Sauce is a fun song. I really like Hot Sauce. And then 127 performing Favorite Vampire, and then going into Sticker, which God, why do I love Favorite so much?
Favorite is like probably our most favorite, or you know that we favor the most from the entity 127 this year.
Probably even after again put a pin in it for our discussion at NCT 2021 here. But like it was just a really good performance of Favorite. Also, I really liked the intro video with like that whole like narration. Was that Do Young doing the narration?
Yeah.
Because that was really like it was really gorgeous, like how they just hit this narration, because it was like they were doing like the whole vampire thing again. You know, like all this time until I saw you.
References.
So many goddamn vampire references this year. My God. K-pop is really hopping on the vampire train as of late. Like they're about 15 years late, but that's all right. Like we can bring it back. We're bringing it back and make it better, hopefully. Just not make it as glittery as Twilight. Anyway, and then it goes into Sticker, which God, I will say that Sticker is growing on me. I mean, I still don't like it because of that damn flute recorder. I
like the production of like the visual of in the music video. I like if I just mute the song, I would like.
Although I did watch an edit. Sidebar. I was watching a Stray Kids edit the other day from one of the variety shows, and basically 2 members had to go play a recorder. Caught me off guard because somebody superposed the beginning of Sticker when they had to play the recorder. It caught me off guard. I actually lost my shit to that. That was actually pretty funny. That was funny. But yeah, I was just like, I'm like, it's kind of weirdly growing on me, but I'm still like, that recorder thing in Sticker is just like, nah, this still does not work at all. But I mean, the performance is so good. I remember as I was like kind of doing the choreography, as I was sitting there watching it, and my boyfriend looks at me, he's like, yeah, you don't like the song, do you? I'm like, shut up. I can still do the choreography and hate the music.
You like you kind of do like head bobbing your.
Mm-hmm. like a sticker. Shut up.
Yeah. Yeah, like the songs that you hate, you hate it at the beginning, but then it started growing on you, and you started like singing it, like, wait, what's happening with me?
What's happening? It's like, it just gets ingrained in you after a while, and you're just like, yep, this is where I'm at now. Damn it. So, and then the final performance of the night, which I don't know if I felt like this should have been the final performance of the night, but this was the big Street Women Fighter collaboration performance with all the 8 dance groups with Lee Hyori, who was the host of the show, who she actually didn't do much this year in terms of hosting. Like, she was like, she had like a tiny thing at the beginning with the 4th gen collab thing, where she just basically like, Mama's narrating
the future of K-pop.
Yeah, something like that. And then like, she had one other thing in like the show, but she wasn't like out a lot during the show. Like, not like last year. Who was hosting last year? Wasn't that God, who was hosting the show last year? Excuse me. Song Joong-ki, that's right. Because he's one of the bigger actors currently. Because he was host. I feel like he actually had more to do last year than Lee Hyori had to do this year. So,
and okay, that's the same to hear that, because Lee Hyori is like a really a well-known like second gen artist,
right? I know.
K-pop. So yeah, I thought they could have done like more with her. Because they even like the promotions like upped her up, like she's like the legend, like you wouldn't have like the future groups if it were for her,
right?
Yeah. Hyori's mama, Mama Hyori.
I know, she really had like not much to do, so excuse me. It was just like, it was kind of disappointing that she had not a lot to do during the show. I mean, she nailed it for the performance, for this collaboration performance, because she was one of the judges on Street Woman Fighter, so that's why she was part of the dance performance. And it was really cool to see all 8 crews, but like, and this is what also pisses me off then about the first performance, about the 4th generation collab one, is that they, because they actually collabed at the end. They had, the main, like the leaders of the dance groups actually come and dance with her, and like all the like the backup dancers dance with Lee Hyori at the end of the show. And do this big like performance at the end, and yet you couldn't do that with the 4th gen groups, like, or the 4th gen performer or anything like that. It just didn't make any sense to me, the fact that we like, I don't know if it's just again COVID, or like they can collab with the 6 separate idols from their separate groups together, to get able to get a like collaboration choreography together or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know. That's why, and then don't call it a collaboration in my mind. You know what I mean? It's like, that just pisses me off further.
They're giving us false promises.
Something like that. So, that was cool, because they really again showcased like the holy, like the prowess of these like amazing choreographers and dancers, that really like showed their stuff on stage. Like, they were all really, really good. So they all got immensely, popular and famous this summer because of Street Woman Fighter. So
yeah, no cold-blooded performances.
No cold-blooded performances, unfortunately. No Jessie. Unfortunately, but like I said, I don't think it felt like a good finale to the show, in my opinion. But I mean, I understand it, because I guess the success of the show this summer, but I don't think it was, like I said, overall, just like, it was just a lot of lackluster performances overall this year for the show. So
yeah, I wonder what the ratings were for this year's Mama, because I don't know if it like went low, or
I would be very interested to see what the ratings were too. I'm not 100% sure what the ratings were, if they're available anywhere, but they said. But I mean, most, like I said, all the performances usually go online pretty quickly after the show, although they like to split them up, because Mnet likes to do that for whatever reason. Unless you get to like do like the all moments clips, and then you can watch all the performances actually in their full entirety. But sure. Yeah, I don't know. It just, compared to last year's Mama, the performances just were like, eh.
It's a shame too, because like it's gonna like put like more fuel to like the people who were like third gens only, like, oh, it's gonna be like so boring. Like, I don't underestimate like the power of the fourth gen groups, especially like the strong contenders of of these said groups. But but Mama wasn't giving them too much of a favor to prove them wrong. So that's
not at all. Like they didn't. I don't think they gave them much leash to work with this year. Like I said, the budgets for Ateez and Tomorrow by Together and Hyphen, I think were like nothing.
Itzy.
And Itzy, I think Itzy and Stray Kids had a budget, but I felt like barely Ateez, between what Ateez, Tomorrow by Together and Hyphen did. Even NCT, like there's nothing on their stage. Like there's something on stage for like Itzy and Stray Kids, although it wasn't a ton, but there was something. The rest of them really had nothing else. It's like, I don't know what they were doing. I don't know. I was expecting more or something. I mean, it is Mama's, so you expect more, but
Stan AAA Awards.
So I at least got the golden discs to look forward to. They got some good performances, and that's a little more
parity.
I don't know.
Like, don't give me hope. Don't give me hope with the golden discs. I don't want to hear anything like results. BTS won again. Huge sweep. Goddamn, Jenni.
Everything. Hit me over the head. No. Yeah, anyway. We talked a good long time about Mamas because we had a lot to talk about with the show. We had a lot of energy to talk about the show. But let's get into our album reviews before we enter our album reviews, we had one other story I want to talk about quick. Also relating to Mnet. Speaking of Mnet. Wonderful Mnet.
And their smaller tomfoolery.
Something like that, but it was just literally announced today. As we're recording here, was the 14th of December. That there is a season 2 of Queendom coming to Mnet, probably sometime in 2022 here. For those of you wondering, Queendom basically was like the progenitor of what we got with Road to Kingdom and Kingdom. It was like the first series that started it all. It was 2019, so it was pre-pandemic. So, and I love the fact that point that was actually, they had an audience for the show for Queendom. It's like there actually was an in-house audience for that. Obviously, we didn't have an audience for Road to Kingdom or Kingdom because COVID. But basically, it's a competition show for the female groups out there. And the first season of Queendom, the big winner of that was Mamamoo, who we've talked about quite a bit on the show. Mm-hmm. With the runner-up of the series being Oh My Girl. And the other groups that competed were Idol, who did actually see quite a big boost in popularity after being on Queendom quite a bit, actually. The other groups that competed were Lovelyz, who I think have now disbanded at this point. I think Lovelyz has actually, if I remember correctly, has folded. AOA was also competed on the show, and then soloist Park Bomb, who a lot of people thought was kind of a pointless thing to be on the show because she was a soloist, and two, she didn't was kind of pointless to have a soloist on the show when you had girl groups performing. Yeah,
that's weird because the entirety of K-pop, it'll be difficult to like compete with soloists versus like groups. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know why they included like a soloist in the first place. It's so weird.
Yeah, it was very, very bizarre. So, but I know everyone's like now thinking like, okay, so who's going to be, which girl groups would be potentially competing in Queendom season 2? And I know a bunch of us, I know me and Jing were talking before we went on air today to record here. We were talking about it a little bit, and based upon how Kingdom did kind of in ratings. Because the ratings were like, but I feel like the female groups almost kind of sometimes get better ratings than like guy groups in Korea. I feel like sometimes, I'm not 100% sure. on that. Because I mean, for what I know, Queendom actually got some decent ratings, but that was in 2019. I mean, it's been a couple of years, so take that for what it's worth. But we were talking about it, and we are thinking like groups like Everglow, Dreamcatcher. What other groups we were talking about that potentially could be on season 2 of Queendom?
You want to like say our guesses here?
Yeah, like our guesses of who we think could be on.
Female Stray Kids.
Itzy?
Female Stray Kids, aka Itzy.
Yeah, I mean they got Stray Kids, so if they could get Itzy, I mean, who probably would win? Be like Stray Kids all over again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait, who's the Ateez of this season? Is Everglow in the Ateez of this season in my mind? Where's the Dreamcatchers?
Everglow. Yeah, and and then like the boys or Luna can be, if like they get Luna for some reason, that would be like, you know, cool if they included Luna. The boys. Who's gonna be someone from YG? Someone from YG, like.
Oh, but then we'll pick anyone from YG. I can't give you. No, oh god, no.
Blackpink. They're too big. They're too big of a name.
Big.
Like, yeah.
I can't. Also, I can't.
Even aspect too. Like they're too big of a name too. Like you want to join, you know, Queendom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. It was just. But yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see like what groups actually come out and potentially join Queendom season 2. So, but we'll see what happens. I mean, considering all the what was. I'm using air quotes here, guys, scandals that happened with Kingdom, and so some of the displeasure we had with Kingdom. Yeah, I'm still salty about Kingdom, guys. Still very salty about Kingdom.
Talk about anything. You're salty about anything when, you know, the Ateez don't get all the recognition.
I'm well, not just that, because like I feel like they also like I think they did the boys dirty a little bit with editing and stuff too, especially, and I think they did SF9 really, really dirty with editing, because I don't think they gave SF9 anything. Like they were just like SF9 was just like put on there to like, oh, we need a 6th group, them, and like they got like nothing, because like they literally were like given nothing to do, and like they were always like in the bottom, and it wasn't fair to them at all. Like I don't think that was quite fair at all to SF9, for them to like try to, you know, have to fight for that, fight for that biscuit. But yeah. Well, also, and like the whole like budget thing and from the first round too, like where apparently half the groups were told like a different budget than the other half the groups, and you could tell from the first round, who had a budget, who didn't. Yeah, I mean, it was again, I mean, it's sneaky behavior, but who knows? We'll see what happens. I mean, it'll be interesting to see what could happen with Queendom season 2, see which groups actually show up and like who can compete and who could, you know, potentially grab more impact from the Korean fans on the show. Because obviously there was some success, obviously, with Kingdom for the groups that were on Kingdom. I know I know Ateez. I know I've seen success with Kingdom, at least for Ateez and for Stray Kids. To get more Korean domestic fandom from the show. So it could happen. And I mean, Queendom definitely had impact too. Definitely an impact, like I said, it had for Idol, had an impact for Oh My Girl, who actually were up for Day Songs this year at Mama. They were, it was a huge for Mamamoo as well, the winners of the show, who again, stan Mamamoo. But you know, it is definitely, you know, it can be an impactful show to the K-pop fans. So, you know, it'll be interesting to see who they get on the show and who can potentially get that bump. Like I said, if they could get Dreamcatcher on the show, like I think more people need eyes on Dreamcatcher, because people I think are definitely overlooking Dreamcatcher and their discography. So to get them on there and get their like rock sound out there to showcase more people, especially as we're kind of get like push more rock sound, especially me and Jenni, just the two of us in the K-pop, then hopefully that'd be awesome. So we'll see what happens. We'll put a pin in that. We might be reviewing Queendom as that airs. So, and maybe it has some girl groups. So we're going to be having to do some Wikipedias on. Jenni might have something to say against that.
Why are you You're gonna make me like the lazy member of the Noonas podcast. Like I have no time, man. I have no time for this.
I don't either. I really don't. I have time for this either. Honestly, I try so hard. Yeah.
Try your best.
It don't succeed. I know, something like that.
Oh wait, that's always my theme, me and my sister's theme song when everything fails. Fail at life.
Yeah, pretty much. So, but let's get into our album reviews because we've been talking long enough. Let's get into these album reviews to finish up the episode this week. And like I said, we only got 2 this week. Definitely, we won't hopefully try to go too long because they are definitely our like main bias groups, but we'll try not to go like too crazy with us ranting on our biases here. But let's just get right into it, shall we? I don't know how else to transition because I guess we're transitioning from Queendom into Kingdom a little bit because we're talking about Ateez first. Talking about Ateez again with their finale album in this Zero Fever, the Zero Fever series with Zero Fever Epilogue, which again caught the fandom completely off guard because we were not expecting another album so quickly after Zero Fever Part 3, like literally 3 months after that, after we got Deja Vu and Eternal Sunshine, and they're back with 10. Well, I won't say 10 new tracks because there's a lot of tracks that have been out already, but a lot of them have been remixed, and I'll get into it. But overall on the album, there's basically 3 new songs, 2 songs that were originally released as Japanese singles that have now Korean translations with I'm Still Here and Better. Or Still Here and Better, a remixed, redone version of The Real, if we remember that from Kingdom for the finale stage, which we were all wondering where's The Real from Zero Fever Part 3. Well, they saved it. They saved it. Back. They're holding it back, and they I feel like they upped the ante a little bit on this, as well as decided to go all Taylor Swift on Mnet and remix their Kingdom tracks minus the Rhythm Ta stage, which I don't think...
which probably YG had a hand in that.
Yeah. But the Wave Overture performance, the Wonderland what's the parenthetical on the Wonderland performance? It was Wonderland
You got this.
I got this. Symphony Number 9 from the Wonderland. That's what they call the performance. And then the Answer Ode to Joy performance. They all remixed. They all added Minky into those mixes because 8 makes one team. And released them. That's why I'm thinking they went Taylor Swift on Mnet here, because this is how they could get away with actually putting them on the album and not having to, wait for Mnet to say, you can't, nope, we remixed them because Mingy's in there now, and it's not the version we had on the show. So ha ha ha. But 8 makes truly one team here.
Do the Hong just laugh.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Hong Jin's mischievous laugh there. Fix on. And then there's an outro track too, but let's get into the 2 title tracks first before we dig into everything else, because there's a lot to unpack with this album. And should we start with Turbulence first, because that was the first track that they released? That's the opening track of the album. Mm-hmm. Yes, the first track on the album. It's actually they released the music video a week before the album even dropped. So Atiny got a good, we got a good week to enjoy the song before the album even came out. And as for the song itself, it's definitely more on the emotional side of Ateez. It's more away from the electronic stuff we've seen from them. They don't do a ton of electronic stuff, but it's definitely more on the emotional, sentimental side of things. Yeah, I feel like the ones that contain the new songs in this album, I feel like it's
how I wrote it down is something. It's like a sentimental closing, for the whole, fever, zero fever era. It's a fitting way to, end things, and, like end things with, a very, it's like not really a somber, but it's like, almost like a bittersweet type of feelings. Like, it's the conclusion of the story. Now we're going to be moving on to the next chapter and all that. I feel like if you play like those 3 songs, the first 3 songs is like something you could play at a graduation, since they put like the graduation like type of concept in there, in this album, and or even a funeral.
Yeah, there is almost something like finite with this album in terms of like the music on it, in terms of the songs. Yeah, feeling like it's like either it really is a finale for this chapter, this era, this fever era, which for those of you in the know, I mean, basically serves as a prequel to everything that comes Treasure era in their storyline. So it kind of feels like a good like finale to this like this tale of them like growing up. Is like this their tale of like youth that they've been using this era to talk about. And I think it's like it's a good metaphor to like to say goodbye to their youth and to trying to become adults, where especially in their storyline where they're, that's kind of where they're at in the treasure, like they're in the story, like they have to, mature up to, go on this adventure to be where they're at now, especially with how the storyline is currently right now, which I'll get into when we start discussing the music video for the real, because
oh god.
I'm still trying to figure out theories for that, but we'll get into it. Turbulence, it just has this very like soaring, overwhelming, emotional, resonating impact to you. It feels very soaring, and like, especially towards the end, especially that like swelling towards the end, like it feels very uplifting. Like you actually, you finally get out of like that shaky ground, out of it. Especially like I love that last little bit at the end where they ad-lib basically with their vocals the beginning of Wave. I don't know if you noticed that, Jenni. But with their vocals, they literally start the beginning. If you're really, really good at listening to it, it's the beginning of Wave with their vocals. So it's again, like they're really, really good about bringing like their older stuff and their music.
Consistency. That's what I really admire from, from Ateez in terms of like doing a storytelling of, their concepts and all that.
Yeah. And tying it back in together into the song, just kind of keep all these songs pieced together. And then like Be With You is a very, I think it's their saddest song. I mean, it continues on, I think, from like the finale from Zero Fever Part 3, which Zero Fever Part 3, the finale, Not Too Late, which was also a very like, sad, emotional song. But I feel like this one's even sadder in a way. Honestly, because like I remember first listening to it, and I nearly broke down in tears, with the emotional impact it had on me, because it's just it feels like, it definitely feels like something you could play at a funeral. Honestly, like it has that kind of emotional impact.
Yeah,
I think to it, and then I think the letter kind of bounces back a little bit into a little bit of a happier thing. But again, it does have like a bit of like that, sending you off into the future vibe to it. A little bit more.
Which is I'm going to say that that's probably my favorite from like the 3 new tracks, because that's pretty much my style and what I like to listen to. And it has got that like the chill lo-fi beat into it. So, you can listen to it with the vocals or even without the vocals if they can provide one, or if someone could do like an instrumental version. But I even like the chilly tone of like how the music is played out from the letter, and it has like that atmosphere where I can like listen to during the winter or in Christmas time.
Yeah, I mean it fits at this time of the year, like this end of the year, kind of colder, darker for longer period of time season we're in. And it's I know, yeah, it's very lo-fi, and I kind of like it. Like the fact that they can do like these lo-fi beats on top of like all their hard-hitting EDM-esque stuff. Even hopping. I'm gonna hop over the two Japanese remixed into Korean songs because it's just the tracks just redone it for Korean. But if you really like Still Here and Better, great songs. I think they did a really good job of actually doing them from Japanese into Korean. Like I think the flow is still pretty close to both Japanese into Korean. Still Here is actually nice because when it came out in Japanese, Mingi was on hiatus at that point. So Still Here is only the 7 of them, and that's actually one of the first times Sung was rapping. And you still get to hear Sung rap on the Korean version of Still Here, but Mingi does get to rap towards the end of the song, and I think that's a really nice inclusion on this. Again, it makes one team for Ateez. But then hopping into the second title track of the album with The Real, which they've called the Hung version of The Real. Did they decide just to give the demo version of The Real to Mnet during Kingdom? And just have them
pretty much. It's like they were like it was like a teaser of like the more things to come. Like like we know that we're gonna eventually gonna hear it in in the future album because at least Mnet. Or I don't know if Mnet allowed like the groups to like feature their their final songs to be in their future albums, but I admire how Ateez kept like some kind of teaser of like the song, and then putting like going all out with like the final version of the song in their album.
Yeah, because we heard a teaser of it at the end of Fireworks. I'm the One. At the end of the music video, you hear a teaser of that, and obviously
Fireworks, or was it?
No, but it was way back in Fireworks. You heard at the end of the music video.
Yeah.
You heard it, and I was like, obviously that right during Kingdom, when Kingdom came out, was when Zero Fever Part 2 came out, and so obviously we're like, okay, and then that's where we're like, okay, The Real dropped, and we're like, wait, we're getting it now, and that's I think kind of what threw Atiny off a little bit, and then we heard it again happen, like we kind of heard an instrumental version of it happen at the end of Eternal Sunshine, and we're like, oh, it's coming back. The Real is coming back. The Real is coming back, and I mean, it pulls up. I mean, it's super trap. Like they went hardcore,
like traditional Korean music, which I love how they incorporated like they showcase a lot of like Korean culture going from like the lifestyle in high school and all that, as well as like bringing a lot of the traditional elements just to like bring like that honor of like the both old and new culture for Korea, for South Korea. So I really dug that. And I like how they incorporate like the music too. From traditional.
I said it's like a trapped out idol from BTS. It feels like it's a really it's really trapped out. Even
Digita for like Digita to an extent.
A little bit, yeah. Like it's super like if you like Idol, like this is like kind of like in that same vein, but it's super like trap heavy. And if it's in such a good way, and everyone gets to, I think, showcased super well, and like there's a lot of Korean colloquialisms and stuff in there. The Satori, which is regional dialects in Korea, which are showcased with Yoonho, Sunghwa, and San. Are kind of great plant words because they all each do their own like regional dialects for the line "This is my style," which is kind of a cool play on words a little bit.
And how about Wooyoung, like at the last, chorus?
And then I think that's I think he's like in the like the dance starts now, so that's also Satori for his region as well, for where he's from. So because he's also doing Satori, and then the music video itself, I mean, if you don't need to know anything about the Ateez universe, because like honestly, like I think this is like you could do the standalone. and not know anything about the Ateez universe, it might help a little bit if you know, because you're wondering why the hell Yosan's by himself on the rooftop. But it's really super cinematic. Like it is.
Yeah.
It is a must. I say a lot as much. This is a must watch. It is super super cinematic. It's like a movie. It is like a movie. And apparently I read, and apparently it's inspired by the Japanese media series High and Low, which is about like five gangs taking control of an area, which definitely feels like what's happening here. Well, in this case, it's only three gangs because it's, you know, it's Hongjun and Songhwa, you know, are one gang, you know, and they have their, you know, their clique, which are like the, like, I don't know how to describe them because like they're wearing the traditional hanbok for a good chunk of it. Someone's got that giant ass like brush, which I feel like could smack the shit out of somebody with. That's a lethal weapon, y'all. And then you have Yunho and Jongho as like leaders of like a motorcycle biker gang in the school.
The delinquents.
Because like the leather jackets and the motorcycle gang and stuff. Which that's an image. And then you have, dear God, you have Woo Young and San. Again, dear God.
Oh my God.
As like the leaders of like the baseball team, like gang, like the baseball team is a gang. Is so... and like
that's the funniest shit I've ever like seen.
Like it's insane. They're all coming after trying to get Mingi, who's like the new kid at school, and then like Yosan's like some omniscient like, I don't know, God or something. I don't know. It's insane, y'all. You need to watch it. It's crazy. Like it is absolutely crazy. It's very, there's some like anime level like insanity in this music video. It's fantastic. I don't want to bore you all with theories because I have some theories, but I'm still like, I need to wait to get my albums to get the fucking diary and to figure out what the hell's happening.
You can like put like a blog, I don't know, on Twitter or on like or somewhere, or I don't know, Facebook. You can like put your blog about like your Atiny theories.
Jenni's Atiny theories part, God knows how many I have. No, I don't want to bore y'all with that. If you want me to, let me know. I will.
Do it. Do a vote. Let's do a vote, guys. I think I can poll on Twitter and then on Facebook. You want to hear it? Jenni's manic theories of like the 18.
I mean, there are a lot of theories out there. A lot of theories. I mean, especially because I don't know what's going to happen with this future of this series. Because the thing is, Ateez has been known to leave spoilers in their music videos and stuff for like the next era. There are no spoilers. Like there are no spoilers. For
I was interested that they didn't put like some kind of like a Marvel stinger at the end. Like, yeah, because I was expecting that like you hear like a bit of like their next music, in the future. Like, oh no, it's just that's it. Which no after credit scenes.
Which I mean, I think at this point, because I think technically in their universe, this is all supposed to lead up to everything that's technically happens in the music video universe happens in Hala Hala and Say My Name. Technically, that's where we're at. Because those are technically precursor to Pirate King and Treasure. Because they've never had the music videos in order. So because again, everything in Treasure era was, after everything we had in Fever era here. So I think everything now we're going to get is going to be post Answer era. So now we have to go back like a year and a half or 2 years ago, I should say, because the Answer was like 2 years ago now. And that's all going to be now the post credits. So like now we have to figure out what's all happening with this. And I'm still trying to figure out what the hell Yosan is, because I feel like Yosan is some omniscient.
Yosan's really like a mysterious figure in, like the stories.
Yeah. Well, at this rate, I don't know, because he broke the chromer and I don't know what he did. And y'all, I don't know what happened. But and then, like I said, like go listen to the Kingdom tracks, because those are just as cinematic as I remember them to be. And it's even better having Mingi on the tracks too, because Mingi actually adds some new raps to the Kingdom tracks. to both Symphony Number 9, Into the Wonderland, as well as Answer Ode to Joy. He does put new raps on there.
Oh, I thought they brought back just like the original Mingy portions into
they did
like
the original
Mingy
rap. He did his original rap for Wonderland, and then for Answer Ode to Joy, he has a new rap he does right after, in the beginning, right after Yunho's line. So, because he has like a little quick like 4-bar stanza he does right before it goes into San's Ganbaya like a thunder. So and then he's still doing the call and response with Hongjoong, because I remember actually during the performance for Answer Ode to Joy, they were respectfully not doing that. It's just Hongjoong was just doing his lines, and he was not doing Ming. They weren't doing Minghe's lines because again, they weren't touching any of Minghe's lines to pay, to respect his lines because and then again, there's an after track on this album, but overall, I mean, like I said, this is a great finale of this whole like Zero Fever era of Ateez. It's a great like this is it. This is the end of like this youth chapter of their music, and again, showcases again the diversity they have in their music, and it's just a great little like package of everything for Atiny. So, I mean, I haven't stopped being able to listen to the album since Friday. Also, I've dragged my roommate into becoming Atiny too, so we both have not stopped being able to listen to this album since Friday. She will attest to it right now too. So
let's hear a word from him. Let's hear a word for it. Bring her over.
I have to wake up in the morning and she's actually listening to it as she's getting it for work. So yeah, it's been like that every morning since Friday, since it's come down. So it's been a pretty regular thing listening to Ateez at the apartment, which is fantastic. I'm not even gonna lie. So also, if somebody can spare us a ticket to the show in Chicago in January, that'd be fantastic. Still looking for another ticket. So, but I'm going to go. I'm seeing Ateez in a month in Chicago. So expect me to be dead. No, I'm kidding.
do some kind of like blog or some like of your experience. Like,
I will probably
it'll be like too much if you live stream everything, because I know with BTS, some people live stream like the whole concert and it was a clear cut. Like, what the heck? How the hell can they get away with this?
Oh, I can't do that. Also, I probably would die because I know where I'm sitting. I'm like really close to the stage, and I'm like, I'm that close in proximity to Songwha. No, I'm going to die. Hi. So, yeah, this will be fun. Let's move on before I rant any further about Ateez because I could. But
like do like a 3-hour show in that case.
In that case, we might, but I don't want to. But let's get into our final review of the week with this big final project of the year for NCT with their 2021 Universe project. And they definitely had another. I mean, we were both worried about this because we just had NCT 2020, and it was a two-part series. That came out within 3 months. That was 3 months of towards the end of 2020, and that was a lot of music that came out in those months between all the different subunits and the different NCT mashups we had. Between Make a Wish and 90s Love, and then obviously the Residence itself, and we're like, okay, but now we're back with another one with Universe, and we're like. Wait, we're doing another one?
Yeah, it's like they realized how much of a success the Resonance projects were, and then as business mindset, I said let's do another one, because in NCT 2018 they had their very first collaboration together with the different current subgroups with NCT 127 and Dream. And some the members like 10 and the future wavy members, but they never had anything continued with 2019. So it was that's what people were expected, and then they came back with 2020, and now they're going to continue the streak with 2021. So that's where like I was concerned, like, oh, they're gonna rush through this project, or it's not gonna be as like good as like the last the last album. So yeah, we had our like our genuine concerns for this.
I mean, we definitely have genuine concerns for that. So, but I mean, overall, I think they did. I mean, considering, it's how many tracks was this? It was about 10, 11 tracks. I mean, we're not getting it. It's not a 2-part thing. Like Resonance was with part 1, part 2. It's only one album deal. So thankfully it's not that much, although there's still a ton of stuff happening with NCT currently in their lives. It's a 13-track release, but I mean, there are individual releases. There's a track, obviously, from 127, a track from Dream, a track from Wavy on the release, as well as a giant, 2021 collaboration with the currently, 21 members that are currently active in NCT, because we currently have 2 members who are inactive, one being Win-Win due to him being in China currently shooting, I believe he's shooting a Chinese drama, correct?
Drama, I think drama series.
Mm-hmm. As well as Lucas, who is currently still on his indefinite hiatus. No ETA on when he's coming back. Mm-hmm. So he's not on this release as well either. But the other 21 members of NCT are on this release. So just a little caveat to note there. So the other 10 tracks on here are, a mix, or I guess other 9 tracks are, a mix of every other 9 tracks, I should say, because 21's obviously the finale track on here, Beautiful, is going to have everybody on here, but the other 9 tracks are, mix of everybody. And I guess, I don't know, how do we want to go through doing, how do you want to go about reviewing this album? Because it's kind of like, I don't know, I found it very interesting how the flow of the album went.
Yeah, like what I've noticed is just like they didn't like I think for like the critique for me, like going for the critique is like I wish that they could have like added like some kind of narrative within the within this album. So just to continue with they have from like the NCT 2018 Empathy all the way to the 2020 Resonance. Like they have like some kind of like intro to like introduce them, like, oh, we're NCT, neo culture, and blah blah blah. I think they kind of did with like the first track, New Access, with introducing the rappers of the representing the NCT subgroups like Taeyang, Mark, and Yang Yang. So I think that's kind of like a proper intro, and I think that's probably one of my favorite tracks of the album. I really love the flows and how like they all like collabed and worked together with like their different styles of rapping. So I really enjoyed that. One thing I really wish that could have happened in that first track was Sungchan, man, because they introduced Sungchan as like, oh, I'm gonna be like a rapper for NCT. So like, okay, like why they could have used like more, that could have been like a great opportunity to like showcase like a lot of his rapping skills too. Like I know he had like a lot to do in the Resonance albums, to an extent, but that would have been a great way to like hype him up further, just to like get him more support into like getting his subgroup in the future, and hopefully soon.
Yeah, I mean, I agree, because like, I mean, I thought it was a great showcase of like the main rappers that we know of NCT. Obviously, we know Taeyang and Mark are like the main rappers of NCT 127, Mark being a main rapper of Dream. And then obviously Yang Yang being a main rapper of Wavy. And then, yeah, to have Sungchan would have been kind of a nice like added bonus on there too, to get to have the future rappers of NCT on there. Yeah, just to kind of like show, because it's an amazing hip hop track. Like it comes out hard hitting. It's like straight up like American hip hop, like in your face.
You know what? Like before I listened to the whole album, I saw someone like posted like how the track New Access kind of sounds, the beat sounding like Icon from Jaden Smith.
Oh, really?
And when I listened to it, like I don't know if you know about that song Icon by Jaden Smith, but if you haven't, go listen to it and compare the beat with New Access. And like it's not to the point of like it's like plagiarism, or it's like too similar. But I like the beats, like the tempo, I think like really like does like have like some similarities. Like, okay, yeah, you're right, they're right, because that sound like Icon from Jaden Smith. But I like both songs too, so there's no problem for me.
So I mean, and like I said, I'm a sucker for straight up hip hop. So like this thing slapped. So I was like, yeah, let's get it. And then because it goes right into what the title track basically coming from this album. Ball. Let's play ball.
You're my universe.
Transitioning. The line makes no sense at all, but much like the arrangement of the song. But I mean,
I don't know. I think this is not a jarring transition to like another track, but it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I liked it. I know I have some friends who are not big, N citizens, who are not big fans of NCT period, who did not like the song because I don't think they quite can swallow like the experimental take SM does with them, with all the the mashing up of the different tracks. I think this one does it a little bit better. I mean, I do like what the chorus, what they go with the track style that's in the chorus. Like, I feel like that's like the best one. I feel like if they could utilize that a little bit more throughout the song, it could have maybe flowed the song together a little bit better. But overall, I think it's a decent song.
Yeah, like compare with with Make-A-Wish or even Boss, like from like the previous like NCTU like songs that like represent like for like the collab albums for NCT as a whole. I like Universe just fine. I do because I for me I really enjoy like the really hype like noise like songs that really drive into like the intensity and the energy of the music. So from the get-go, like they really drive the ball running, no pun intended, with like the baseball themes, but with both Ateez and like NCT. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what scheme that they were like, let's go, like let's do like a baseball concept for our comebacks. But I love like the heavy bass, like the drawing it from the introduction and going into the first verse is like it really like it really like gets me going. It's like something I could like do if I want to work out. I know you said that you had a problem first originally with the "Let's Play Ball" riff. It just background.
It just felt a little weird, like to me. I don't know. It just felt a little weird because, like, I'm like, okay. I mean, it's grown on me. Like, actually, it's grown on me really, really quickly. Like, I'm like, okay, I can get behind this now, especially with like the theming of the song and everything now. But it just felt a little nonsensical to me to start out. But I'm like, okay, I can get behind it now. And
I had no problem. Well, I had no problem. I think because I thought you were like saying I don't think it like flowed well into like the during the verses. Though I think
it's not the lyrics. It's just more of the music behind it. Like I feel like some of the stuff is a little jarring. Like I feel like some of it could just flow together a tiny bit better. But I mean, it's not like as like chopped up as I've seen stuff from like say aespa. You know what I mean?
Or sticker. No, I'm saying it.
Yeah. Us and our perpetual hate for sticker.
But yeah, no, like I feel like the verse and how like it flowed. I think it's like it fits better like in the background. I didn't really pay too much attention to like the universe verse, but I thought it was like a really fun, catchy like beat to it, just to like add it into like the background. I even noticed. I think I even noticed when I listened to the whole album, they really borrow a lot of like old school elements, like from like the old school hip hop to the R&B, and they even brought back a lot of like classic musical elements from the second gen of K-pop. Most particularly like from the SM side of like the second generation, because when you go into the bridge before the chorus, the vocalization and like the harmonization of it feels like something you would hear from like Girls' Generation, Shiny, and even TVXQ. Like dun, 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 dun. Like okay, yeah, like that sounds like something I would hear like with Shiny. It's like it's so old school, but I love how they're bringing it back to like the modern age.
Yeah,
for K-pop.
there is something a tiny bit old school to this album, especially like because the way the album, like I said, the way the album flows in my mind, it starts out so hard hitting because it starts out so hard hitting with New Access because that comes and just slaps you in the face, and then you know, Universe, Let's Play Ball is, you know, super high energy, you know, go get it, in your face too, and then it just kind of keeps going in that kind of same vein too to continue on in the album. But then I feel like as the album goes further and further along, it starts slowing down a little bit as we get later and later into the album. I mean, because like even the next song, which is Earthquake, which is the NCT 127 track on this album, kind of continues on that same energy as Universe. I mean, in my aspect, like, it's not my favorite 127 song because if in some parts it feels a little unfinished to me. Like there's just some aspect to it that's like missing. You know what I mean? It's like like quite a completed 127 song. Like there's just one other element missing to make it like.
I feel like I feel like that song though. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
Oh, well, I feel like that song though is like a standard like 127 sound because it has like that noise that, you know, like they're really notorious or like they're infamous for. And I think I like that more than like the other, you know, like subgroup tracks like with NCT Dreams Dreaming or even Wavy's Miracle, because yeah, like again, like a lot of the noise music are like my, you know, my go-to tastes.
Yeah.
So I didn't see anything like anything like that, like stuck out to me or, you know, like stuck, oh, they could have had this or something like that.
So, I mean, I really like Dreaming from NCT Dream. Like that's their unit song, which, okay, no lie, sounds like something SF9 would do. Like the first time I listened to it.
The house dance is like really like such a like a very like it's like a model, like the European like pop synth type of sound.
Yeah, and it definitely is one of their sexier songs in Dream's discography because like I feel like they've done something like this kind of quote unquote sexy in their discography.
Also, this is probably like Close or, you know, or Boom or I'm not sure.
Yeah, Boom maybe, but Boom is more, you know, kind of just more high energy than sexy. Yeah, this definitely feels like more sexy because then it has like a bit of the like that like like it has like I said like you said like the Euro pop kind of thing because it has like those runaway house vibes. And then mixed in with like this like xylophonic percussion at the end to kind of give this like fantastical dreamlike quality to it. We get songs called Dreaming, so it makes sense. Which I thought was kind of interesting because I'm like, oh, this isn't like something I've ever heard from NCT Dream. I mean, I think I dig it. So because I was like, okay, I can kind of vibe with this. Like I can go with this. But yeah, I mean, like Earthquake is definitely NCT 127's like noise, like camp. Like it's typical NCT 127, but in my mind, it was just like, I felt like it was just missing one little thing just to make it like, yeah, it's an NCT 127 song. Like I would continue having on repeat, like something like Cherry Bomb or like any other like NCT 127 song. Like I love to listen to. So, as for Wavy, I don't know why I feel so underwhelmed by Wavy's track, for Miracle. I don't know if it's even like the recent singles like with the Lolo or I don't know if you enjoyed that, but or even like Paint Me Naked, it's like feels like the standard like American pop music for me. Yeah. Also to the fact that it's completely in English.
Yeah, that's so weird. And I'm like, they're supposed to like represent like the Chinese NCT group.
Yeah,
so I don't know why they decided to do it in English.
Yeah, that kind of was like, but you're the Chinese subunit, but you're singing completely in English.
No, like tell her like sing Chinese.
No, and I'm wondering part of that has to do with the current implementation of like the laws, like entertainment laws that you have in China. That's basically starting to ban idol music in China. So yeah, I don't know if
that's a weird relationship with China and and Korea, because I thought they're getting along, and now that there's like some kind of like limitations to some of like the stuff, like it's so weird.
It is very
on that relationship.
It's very bizarre, but yeah, I was just like, yeah, I'm like, considering how much I love Wavy, this just felt so underwhelming. Like, I'm just super disappointed. I was like, because I'm always looking forward to like a Wavy release, and like, I mean, obviously we liked their mini album this year that came out. What was that? Back in May.
Yeah, that was like during the summer.
Yeah,
springtime.
early summer, and like that was fantastic. But like, I don't know, it's just been quiet from them since then, and it's just kind of sad, unfortunately, to see.
Yeah, and it sucks. And it sucks too because a lot of like the like the personal stuff going on behind
the scenes.
Yeah, with with some of the members there. So
yeah, so
that's didn't really help.
So
and I'm just like I was trying to like say something though, but I do give credit though because they finally give credit for Mark being involved in writing some of the songs in this album. So yeah, like kudos to Mark. He deserved all, because he's been working like nonstop, going from like jumping from 1 to 7 until to Dream, and now like working on like for like 2021 projects. Is just he's like he's all over the place. Even Haechan too. Like since they're both in 2 groups and all that.
So it's awesome to see Mark actually finally getting some like writing credits, because I know he's been trying to get some producing credits, because like I know he's been trying to get some stuff out there. So like that's awesome. And yeah, I mean, obviously, and with all the and some of these like other stuff. Is there any other songs you'd like to, but before we get into the final track, before we talk about Beautiful?
Before that, we like also like I don't know if they mentioned it, because there was like speculations that Kun was also involved in producing for the album, because they tagged him in for like the producers the producers like pictures in Instagram, so they tagged this in his username there. So I don't know if he like made some of the music for some of the tracks.
So, because I know Kun's been trying to do so much like production side stuff too, and I hope he's had. So I haven't heard anything if he's had any production side things, because like I would hope he had, because I know like he's shown that behind the scenes like on YouTube videos and stuff, like him like working on producing stuff. So like he really wants to produce you guys, like let him do it, like Kun do it.
Yeah, and like we all like push, like the individuality, like for artists to like encourage them into making music other than just like performing. So yeah, hopefully that that is the case. Exactly. And then hopefully it will like continue on with like with Mark being credited to writing more songs, and even Taeyong too. Pretty sure Taeyong might have had a hand in like past works. So yeah.
So any other songs you liked on the like from the unit songs that you like before we get into the final song, Beautiful?
No, other than the ones that we've mentioned, I also like nothing much like too like special. Like I said, like I don't need to delve into like the producing, but I like okay. I just like the beat of it, because it has that sultry Atlanta trap beat that from this song, and it's featuring Taeyong, Yuta, Ten, Mark, Hendry, Jeno, and Yang Yang. So that's a cool cool mix, or a cool mix of like the members there. Also like Round and Round that featured Taeyil, Ten, Jaehyun, Xiaojun, Haechan, and Sungchan. I think I love like the keyboard, the instrumentals that they've used, like the keyboard and like the synth with it, because it feels like really like Europop, with that thing, with the mix of like K-pop elements with for NCT. But I enjoyed that.
I think Round Around is probably one of my favorite of the NCTU unit tracks on this album. There's just something super awesome vibey with it. In that Europop kind of vein. Again, and it flows really well because this comes right after Dreaming. So the way the album flows, like it flows super well. They like connect very well, and it just it's one of my top tracks in terms of the U tracks on there. And then I think I really like Good Night at the end of the album too, right before we get to Beautiful, which is kind of a slower song before we get into the finale. Which is sung by Taeyil, Do Young, Xiaojun, and Raejun. which it just kind of is more like like more of a kind of a quiet sentimentality to it. I don't know why I'm in a sentimental mood. I think it's winter.
Yeah, it's not like those really like, you know, like heartbreaking ballad like songs like it's like a very like calming, like a soothing lullaby. And not really lullaby, but something that you would like listen to at night just to, you know, calm yourself and if you want to go to sleep.
To relax, yeah. And there's something really good about the further vocals just combining really, really well together into the song that I really, really liked. So
I like those too.
Good. But then we get into the final song, which is beautiful, which actually the music video for that dropped the same day as the album. And that's the big unit. So this is the big, you know, collaboration has all 21 current members that are currently actively participating in NCT right now with the song Beautiful. And not gonna lie, that first line Johnny comes in with, it was a little cheesy.
Yeah, beautiful.
I was just like,
beautiful.
I was like,
it's like the only line he contributed to like the whole song.
I know, and that's all he got to. And I was like, really? This is all you're gonna give Johnny? You're gonna give him the cool.
Well. To be fair, that he got more lines with that monologue than Shotaro.
Okay, this is true. Yeah, Shotaro got he got shafted on lines. Damn.
Yeah, like I know, like he got like, you know, mostly like ad libs and just like, you know, a couple of lines in there.
Yeah.
Because I think they did made it up for him just to have him like be mostly in the center of like the dance, you know, from Universe and even in here too. Like he's like a lot of the scenes are in like him in the center. So since I know he loves to dance because that, you know, that is his forte, and then that's how he got into SM entertainment. So that you know, I wasn't too mad about
that's how
his lack of like his line, you know, in there.
His line distribution, because he definitely gets more of the visualization in the music video because he definitely is more of a center, and definitely is obviously an amazing dancer. But yeah, because I mean the
one of the strongest dancers, you know, like for this in this generation of K-pop. So I'm really happy to see him like, you know, getting a lot of shine, you know, and then you know here.
Still waiting for that Shotaro Nikki collaboration. That would be amazing. Anyway,
did you see the KBS? Did you see the KBS the promo?
No, I did not.
I don't know if they're gonna like doing it. Yeah, there's like I don't know. They said it's a collab. I don't want to give like too much hope. Because there were like a lot of some of the idols there. They're like dancing to like Baby Shark. I don't know why, but like some of the idols featured there is like Shotaro, Felix, Ning Ning from aespa, some other idols, and then even Nikki and for Hyphen. So I don't know what they're going to be doing because it's a KBS.
Don't give me this hope. Don't. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me.
I know, but it's like a KBS like promotion. So I don't know. I don't know how different they are from Mnet. But we digress.
It's KBS. I may have a better chance with KBS, but but I mean, overall, the song "Beautiful," like it's just really it's. Because I feel like it's this winter time, so we're having a lot of sentimental songs, much like Ateez's Turbulence. This is another one of those like very sentimental songs. This is very this is more guitar like driven. This is definitely not noise. This is more guitar driven, like poppy. It's more guitar driven pop, sentimental, like inspirational, like get on kind of with your day kind of song, like you're beautiful, like get just the way you are kind of song, kind of inspirational in that kind of vein. And I mean, considering like is that you have 21 people you have to split lines with in the song.
Well, I was about to say, like, it's not as like Get You in the Feels like From Home from the Residence album.
Oh yeah,
it's not as like that. Like it's like it's so heartfelt, but it feels like very like it's more like a cheerful. It's like something that you would listen to in Christmas, and instead of like the same old Christmas carols. So that would be like a really good song for you to like play to get you into like the right mood, for Christmas.
That's not a Christmas carol, at least.
But it's a jolly, but like for a pop song.
It's definitely, it's brighter. Like it's not like super somber. It's way brighter. It's like a really inspirational. It has that inspirational kind of vibe to it. So, and it's overall just going to be kind of, overall on the album, because like I said, the way that it flows, it fits in the way, because it's just, like I said, the album slows down to that final point where it's just, if it works at the end of the album, but I don't know if it necessarily fits, because considering the rest of the album has, again, all these like, kind of like throwback vibes and like, the noise and kind of stuff. But then you have this song and I'm like, I don't know if it fits on the album. Like,
I don't know. It's just like the most of the tracks are just like those like reminiscence of like the 90s to 2000s like hip hop and even pop sound. And then like the last couple of songs are more of like the sentimental, the slowed down, like something you would listen to in Christmas, because even like the last track feels like a Bing Crosby, like something Bing Crosby would like sing with the piano, like and it's like feels really jazzy and soul. With Beautiful, it's a neat ending for like a neat conclusion, but it feels like more of like back into the second gen K-pop, where I think like SM used to do a lot of like those events where all the singers collab together. It feels like something that they would like sing like with a lot of like artists from SM. That type of like event. They gave it to like for NCT. That's pretty much like their song that they can do.
Right, exactly. So, but I mean, overall, like for this project, like which we were both like a little bit like kind of gritting our teeth, like, ooh, this is a lot, like in a year. I mean, I think it was pretty okay.
It was okay, yeah.
It was okay. I mean, I don't think it was as amazing as Residence. Residence was pretty
blew me off the charts, and it really lived up to the hype.
Yeah,
I think with this they could have promoted like with more excitement, with with Universe. I feel like they could have like added more like a cinematic things that like get people hyped. Though it's still really successful, because right now this album is earning a lot of like a million seller.
Yeah,
another million hit seller.
Yeah, it's apparently pre-orders, I think, topped over 1.7 million. So for this one, so it's definitely another million seller for NCT. It's definitely going to be another successful album for them. And I mean, while it didn't completely like blow our socks off like Residence did, I mean, it's got some good stuff on it. It's got some good stuff on it. So, but they
something I could like listen to like separately.
Yeah, some good stuff to like go back to listen to on occasion. So, but it's okay. I mean, it's a good way to kind of wrap up the year. Kind of tie everything together, because I mean, next week we're gonna get into our top 10s of 2021,
which I'm kind of like so I don't know if I want to if I should include NCT because I like some of the songs here. So I don't know if it's gonna be I don't know, like, so I need to see.
You don't know if it's gonna actually make appearance on your top 10 list, or if it's gonna like any of them gonna make like appearance on your
honorable mentions. It's like it's verging like towards like either top 10 or honorable mentions. So we'll see how it goes.
I see. So
yeah. Other than that, though, come on, like now that it's over with, can you please put something in Shotaro in a damn permanent group now, please? Because I would have been more hyped if they have because something I was expecting to with the 2021 thing. I thought they were going to be including more members into like the mix, so that like what they did with Resonance last year. So like, no, it's the same members. Like, oh, okay.
Like,
oh,
I know, it's like we're still waiting for them to actually get
have a job.
Yeah. Sure, we'll call that a job. Yeah, it's like, let them have it, units. Please let them have it, units. Come on, guys.
I'm thankful that they got like some shine in some of the songs here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, come on, like prioritize and like having like getting a group ready for them.
I know, exactly. So it's like, we gotta, come on, guys. Just, we're so close. We're so close to getting them unit.
NCT Hollywood first.
Oh God, no! I don't want that. I don't want that. Mark's gonna end up in that unit too. That's why.
Gonna bring back that invincible meme, like Mark and then like Lisa yelling at him. Thank Mark.
Yes, pretty much. So that's how it works, guys. But yeah, that's it for this episode of Noonas this week. We did it. We survived. It's under 3 hours. Got under 3 hours.
Evil laugh.
Ha 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 ha! I got under 3 hours.
Evil laugh.
Because that's what I can do. Ha ha. Even though we ranted quite a bit about mamas, but we had reason to this year. Multiple reasons too. But next week, as we were talking about, is our finale for the year. Not our series finale, because my boyfriend keeps saying that. It's like, you guys are done. I'm like, no, it's our
we're gonna get like a hiatus or something.
Yeah, we're gonna take a break for Christmas and the New Year, have some time to kind of relax a little bit for the holiday,
right?
And then come back the New Year kind of all fresh and stuff, because we'll have some stuff to review probably come the New Year. But
there's nothing much there's going on in the holidays either, so that's good.
There's usually not much in terms of releases and stuff, so you aren't gonna miss much. But we will have our top 10s of 2021 this coming next week, which I still have to finish compiling mine. I know Jenni's pretty much done with hers, but I'm still bouncing a couple albums back and forth in my head, because I think we're gonna do albums. Because I feel like that's probably the safest thing to do. I don't know in my mind.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing here. It's like album the album top 10s and also just doing like song recommendations from the album.
Okay, yeah, and then like I have obviously some songs from like that I think are probably gonna send my honorable mentions of like songs you should check out. Not like the albums were good, not the albums were not bad, but like the songs were like, holy crap, you should check out the songs. So that's probably how I'm gonna go this year with my tops of 2021. But we will have our special guest on for our next episode. We'll have the lovely Chris.
We'll see. We'll see if he can, make it as well. So we'll just need to, message him.
We will definitely see if we can get Chris to join. I know it's gonna be a little hard with the holiday season, but we're gonna try. But we should have that for you guys, and that should be fun to get into next week. Especially me making that Spotify playlist. So.
Yes, yeah.
But with that, I guess, Jenni, do you have anything you want to plug?
So you can follow me on Facebook at Jenni Leano. So that's GINNYLEANO. Or you can check out some of my design works at Jenni Leano Designs, Instagram at Jenni Designs, and you can check out a lot of my personal stuff from different links throughout my some of the pages that I mentioned here. Back to you, Jenni.
And you can find me, Jenni. You can find me over on Facebook, facebook.com/Jenni Matasek. That's Jenni with an I, Matasek. You can also find me over on Twitter and on Instagram at Chaos Bulldog. You can also find our show pages for the Noonas Podcast over on Twitter and on Instagram at Noonas_podcast. Don't forget that underscore. You can also check out the Spotify playlist for our previous episodes. We got a bunch over on Spotify. Just click the links in those profiles. You can check them out there. You can also check out the video form of our show over on Facebook and on YouTube. Just search for the Noonas Podcast. Make sure you click to like on Facebook. Make sure you click to like and subscribe over on YouTube. We really would appreciate it. Check out the video form and see all the wonderful work Jane does every week to put pictures to all the ranting that we do every week here on the show. As well as check out the audio only form of the show. You can check that out on SoundCloud.com, SoundCloud/Noonas Podcast. All one word. Yeah, this has been the Noonas Podcast for this week. Yeah, wow, we're to the end of 2021. We've survived a whole other year of K-pop, or just about. I think we survived. I don't know.
Are we?
Debatable. I don't know. I still can't get over the reel. I still can't get over that music video. I think I've been streaming that so much. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's so cinematic. I love it.
Which Cedric said that like he likes the Entity universe, though he did like the video of Ateez the reel. So it's like yeah, that's what he said on my under the comments. I was like, okay, fair enough. Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Yeah, no, I get it, because he's like, because we were listening, we were actually streaming together. He's like, no, I see why you like the song, because it's like that's definitely more your vein of stuff. I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, you know me so well.
Y'all know me so well, and it's horrible.
I know, like, it's like me. I'm so predictable with with my taste, or like what I do. What I do.
No, mine are too. Yeah. Mine are getting predictable too. We're all starting to know like what we all like. So next week should be interesting to see like what our top 10 should be. So yeah,
NTT, and then Jenni Ateez.
Ateez Stray Kids. Yeah, pretty much.
Ateez.
No, I'm not. I swear to God, I'm putting on all Ateez on this list. I swear to God, I'm not that insane. No. I'm trying to be objective, you guys. There's lots of good music that came out of K-pop. I'm like going all the way back to January. So we're going all the way back to January.
Same here. I feel like my list, what I have so far, it feels really eclectic.
Yeah.
Eclectic. I don't mean to brag, but so like different groups, girl groups, soloists, boy groups, all the fun jazz.
It should be fun next week. So with that, I guess we're going to sound off with resounding fighting.